Hey, I'm Jacob.
And I'm Evan.
All topics presented in this podcast are highly likely to contain spoilers.
We tell you this as a courtesy to you, the listener, so that we may not ruin any movies or shows for you.
Thank you for listening.
This has been your spoiler warning.
Well, welcome to Star Wars In Depth. Today we talk about the Phantom Menace. So, Evan, would you like to start this off? What do you think?
So let's just, I guess we'll kick it off right at the beginning, really.
Yeah, we're just working all the way through it.
Yeah.
Super quick, I did want to just throw out there, we are on a Discord call right now, so if you hear any distortion as far as, the connection, sometimes it does, this weird little, Autobot spasm kind of thing, where it's it just makes a really weird noise. That is why. But, yes. Anyway, go ahead, Evan. Sorry, I felt like I had to throw that out there, because sometimes you hear it, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
So, just wanted to say there. Anyway.
So I guess starting things off, I would start with, so when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are heading into that ship with the Trade Federation, it kind of struck me as odd that, so you remember they land and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are off the ship getting ready to do their whole thing, and then it shows that turret pop down and destroy the ship.
Yeah.
In the hangar.
Yes.
Kind of struck me as, I don't know why it struck me as odd that the co-pilot turns to the captain and is like, "Captain, look!" And then she's like, "Oh, let's raise the shields," when he could have just she's telling him to raise the shields. I feel like he would just raise the shield. That kind of struck me as odd.
I'm confused. I don't quite follow along.
So in that scene, it's right there at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, I know which scene you're talking about.
Sitting in the ship, and they're
yes.
kind of doing their checks in the ship and whatnot.
Right. Yes.
And then the turret pops down the hangar,
right,
and destroys the ship.
Right. Yes.
Before it shoots, the co-pilot sees it drop down and turn and aim at them.
Right.
And he looks over and he says, "Captain, look!" And she looks, and she's like, "Raise the shields!" And they wasted a good 5 seconds that it would have taken to raise the shield. She's telling him to raise the shield, so he had to raise them anyways.
Oh,
I
see.
He could have just reached over and flipped the switch or done whatever he had to do.
Oh, yeah. His first instinct was to yell about it instead of just reach over and flick it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, they weren't important characters anyway, as we saw. They were literally the first deaths of the movie. So,
it just kind of struck me as a little odd, I guess.
Yeah, when some things are
flipping the shield or raising the shields while he was like, "Captain, look, I'm raising the shields."
Yeah, when. Yeah, I know what you're saying. So my first notes. So I typed up notes as I was watching, and just I liked how the very, very first words that you heard from Obi-Wan were. Do you know what they were? I just want to point that. Do you know? Quick quiz time.
Wasn't it something doesn't feel right?
Yeah, I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I thought that I laughed at that because I was like, because that's pretty iconic to pretty well every Star Wars movie, I think. But anyway, we had discussed the Trade Federation is I'm calling them guppies because I have no idea what their race is. So my question to you, and I want to try to answer this. So those guppies are immediately on edge, thinking the Jedi Knights will force a settlement. So they were already there kind of on edge about them, but then later on it was they were talking to one another, and it's have you ever encountered a Jedi Knight? And the other one's well, no, but, and it's okay, so I guess my question is, why was there that preconceived notion that the Jedi were going to force a settlement when they had never run into a Jedi before? So what kind of reputation is present,
Well, it's really the whole thing with them kind of being on edge is when that droid comes in and says the ambassadors are Jedi Knights.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, Jedi at this time are everywhere throughout the galaxy. They're the keepers of peace, that whole thing.
Right.
So, everybody knows the reputation of a Jedi. Everybody knows what they are. They know they're skilled.
Yeah.
And so just even if they have not run into Jedi before,
Right. They know that they're kind of.
follows.
Well, yeah, but like, so why were the Guppies kind of like on edge immediately? Because they were into some shady crap, or like what?
Yeah, well, because their whole blockade on the planet of Naboo was not legal.
Okay, so it's just kind of
So,
like the
in this era that they're in,
yeah.
if you want to blockade a planet like that,
Mm-hmm.
because the Trade Federation is part of the Republic, Naboo
Yeah.
is part of the Republic at this time.
Right. Yes.
And so for them to blockade a planet, it would be something along the lines of like Naboo cut them short of payment or something like that. So it'd be like, hey, Galactic Senate, will you allow us to blockade Naboo until we get what they owe us?
Right. Hey, quick interjection. So all that noise in the back is Evan's cat, correct, Evan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a lot of pitter patter.
Let me fix that real quick.
No, it's don't kill her. No, Evan.
Playing with the Bud Light box.
I see.
For everybody listening, my cat is a drunk.
That's funny. Okay then. So yeah.
Anyways, so like the Trade Federation never went to the Galactic Senate, and they would never ask permission to blockade the planet. They just went and did it.
Yeah, okay. So then for the Jedi to show up, it's kind of like, okay, they're sending in the big guys. They're probably going to do some stuff to us, like we're in danger.
Yeah, so originally, the leaders of the Trade Federation knew that, or not Jedi, that ambassadors were coming.
Yeah.
From the Supreme Chancellor. They knew they were coming. They were just really surprised to find out it was Jedi.
Oh, okay.
So, like, if it was a normal ambassador, like a senator or something like that, their kind of mindset would be, oh, well, we can convince them to just not worry about it, or we can convince them of that.
Okay, so it's kind of like, it's kind of the reputation difference, and maybe this is far-fetched, but, like, say, like, I don't know, you get a call from law enforcement, and they're just like, hey, we're sending some guys over, there's been some reports, so just, they got some questions for you. And then, like, they open up the door, and it's, like, freaking SWAT, or FBI, or, like, marshals, it's like, it's higher up than just the local PD, like...
Yeah, you saying that, it's like you said, if a local police department calls, like, hey, we're going to send a few guys over to ask you a few questions, and then you're expecting two normal police officers.
Yeah.
And you see two FBI federal agents show up.
Yeah, so it's more like, okay, these guys are the real deal. We're in danger. Something's up. Like that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And with the whole Trade Federation blockading the planet.
Yeah. What was the reason behind that, if that's where you're going?
So the whole blockade of the planet and then the invasion of the planet had nothing to do with Naboo cutting them short, had nothing to do with that at all. They were simply told by Darth Sidious, or as you know him in this movie, Senator Palpatine.
Whoa, spoilers, dude.
There's a spoiler alert, shut up.
Hey, okay, blockade
this planet, and then you're going to invade.
Okay.
There was no more behind it for the Trade Federation, the Trade Federation.
Yes.
There was nothing more behind it than they were doing what they're told by the guy that's in charge of them at this point.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that raises another question for me, just because you did distinguish. It's like, well, as you know him now, Chancellor Palpatine or whatever.
Yeah.
So you saw, I feel like they tried to, like, cloak him. Yeah, well, obviously they cloaked him when he was shown as the Emperor in the hologram, but then it showed him, well, not only the hologram, because he was shown in person too, but do you think that they tried to hide that he was the same person? Because, like, it showed a good amount of his face. Like, I was trying to put my viewpoint back in time when I first saw that movie, and I was trying to think if I drew the connection that they're the same person. Because, like, I'm just wondering, like, was it that evident for you? Like, because now it's like, I mean, ever since it started, it's like they're the same person. What?
I think, thinking back, I guess, it's kind of like I feel like they're trying to hide him to an extent.
But like,
so, like we're gonna show you enough to see if so you can like make that connection. Like,
yeah,
that's who it is. I'm pretty sure that's who it is, but
they're not gonna confirm it.
It might not be him.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
Because like
sure.
you said, they showed a good amount of his face when he was going Sith person in the movie.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. Yeah. That makes sense. You know, they didn't confirm it, but they were kind of like, you can draw the connection and you can have your own viewpoint and theories, but we're not going to confirm it yet. Okay.
Oh.
What's up? I feel like you have a funny note.
So I remember I was watching the movie again today.
Yeah.
Just for any like last minute reminders or anything like that.
Right. Yeah.
And that first droid that shows up and talks to Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon walks in with the drinks and whatnot. I have two things here actually.
Okay.
The first one is that droid is basically like a female C-3PO.
Oh yeah, fully. I don't remember what the name of it was. It was like T something something something. It was a different.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was off the top of my head either.
I almost wrote it down, but then I was like, that's not important.
Like, that droid's honestly not significant. You see it in like two scenes.
No.
But that droid is basically a female C-3PO.
Right, it is, yeah.
And then secondly, when that droid walks back in, after the two leaders of the Trade Federation are like, oh, send the droid.
Right.
She walks back in with those two cups of something to drink.
Right, yeah.
And neither Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon like smells it to see if there's poison in it. Neither of them are suspicious.
They just take a swig.
Like, because Qui-Gon even says, I sense a great amount of fear. And Obi-Wan says, something doesn't feel right.
Right, yeah. Remember that.
Although Obi-Wan's sensing something that's not right there in the present with them.
Yeah.
It's like, you would think they're both kind of on edge right now. Like, they're both sensing something's not right, whether it's here with them on the ship or somewhere else. Like, I would think at least they'd be kind of weary and kind of like, maybe a little suspicious.
Yeah. No, you would think so. Interesting. No, yeah. I didn't think about that, but that's, Okay. Well, just moving to my next little topic portion that I brought up. Just small little tidbit. So I started a timer as I was watching the DVD, and it was probably about 3 minutes behind because I had to actually install the stupid app. But about 7 to 8 minutes in, we first see droidicas, and I just remember being like, "Oh yeah!" like getting all excited. But I mean, I don't know. I liked it was like I remember on Star Wars Battlefront 2, it was like the just normal droids, you know, the lanky small ones that are in number. Those ones were kind of like in that game. Those were easy to kill, and then it became like the super battle droid. Is that what they were?
Yeah.
And then it was like, so those two were like kind of like next to one another, but then the droidicas, I remember them being really kind of difficult to kill. And I also remember them in that plug and play game, the Star Wars one. And I remember those kind of being a pain to defeat, but I don't know. It was just funny seeing them, and I just remember kind of being fascinated with them because it's like they come into a ball and just take off and stuff. But small thing.
With you mentioning them, I actually had a note written down. So while the Jedi, they show up and they destroy those battle droids, and then Qui-Gon starts like cutting into that door.
Right. Yeah.
And then the droidicas show up. I didn't notice, and this is the first time I've actually ever noticed this in the movie.
Oh.
Was this last time watching it? Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan use like a force speed, like a force run, to escape from them.
Oh, I did not notice that.
I'm pretty sure it's Obi-Wan says they have shields, and then Qui-Gon's like run, and they both they speed away. Like it's not even they just turn and start running; they speed away.
Huh.
And I never actually noticed that until this last time that I watched the movie right before we started this podcast. That they're actually using like a force run or a force speed.
Interesting.
To escape.
I'm gonna have to rewatch and look out for that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next, the invasion is pending. I kind of I just made note of that, but we kind of discussed like why it was there, what happened there, so that kind of obliterates that note. Next, the Queen outfit. There are many versions of this, I guess, but they all kind of send the same vibe. The very first one reminded me of one of those stupid Russian nesting dolls, and it kind of annoyed me. I don't understand the whole, like, you look like a... I don't even know. It's like, what it just... The whole thing about royalty dressing up to that extent, I never understood. It's like, why? I don't... whatever. But I just made a note. I thought that was kind of funny. Queen Amidala is ready for war.
The whole queen garbs and dressing and whatnot does change quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like, whether it's just, like, something with the hair or, like, the entire outfit itself, it changes. Like, you would stick to maybe one or two different styles.
Right. I don't know.
You know?
I don't get it, but I thought that was kind of funny because I'm like, that is just ridiculous. Like, but whatever. Are you wanting me to kind of go through my notes and direct this, or do you want to take a turn and like take turns as far as like reading off some notes?
Yeah, I'll kick one off real quick.
Sure.
Since you brought up the Queen.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they had that, I guess, council meeting on Naboo with the Queen and like her advisors.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta.
Yeah. Before the invasion actually starts.
Okay.
And they're talking, and like, Senator Palpatine's trying to talk to them, like, what, the ambassadors haven't arrived. And then he cuts out, and they're like, oh, we've lost communications.
Yeah.
And one of them says, this can only mean one thing: invasion. And then the captain of the guard, I believe, said something along the lines of, our volunteer guard are no match for a battle-hardened Federation army. And honestly, that just got me thinking, like, first off, the Federation's army are droids.
Yeah.
And second off, how are they battle-hardened? Because I don't remember ever seeing or reading anything about the Federation fighting or having a war or anything like that with their droids prior to the Clone Wars.
I don't know.
So I don't know if maybe you've seen something on that or anything.
I have not. It
was like, it's not even like, oh, our guards don't stand a chance against the Federation's droid army.
Yeah, it's just kind of referring these things have been. Yeah, it's like they've been through battle before, but we don't really know of any trace or information even that they have been. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know.
Honestly, if anybody listening has any information on that, please let us know, because that has me stumped.
Yes, I agree with that.
I have no information on that, which surprises me, honestly. I haven't heard or read or seen anything on that. Yeah, and if you do have any information on that you're wanting to pass our way and comment, maybe even leave, like, I don't know, where that information was found so we can maybe read up on it a little bit further. I think that would definitely be, so. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. I didn't catch that, but one of my questions was kind of talking about the droids, but I'll try to get to that if I find it. I might have deleted the note, but anyway, next. Jar Jar is introduced. I have the note. We've talked about this a little bit. I have the note. Maybe the worst character in Star Wars. More annoying than Kylo's moodiness. And then at about 12 minutes in, it says 10 seconds introduction, or 10 seconds into the introduction to Jar Jar, and I've had way too much of him. And then reminds me of a speech impaired Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. And then he dove into some water,
And I noted that he's a show off because he did like some Olympic type bullcrap like dive. He just did like a triple flip and then like a spinny thing and then just goes in. And then I just had to make the note though that I do appreciate he's got hops, dude. He is. Yeah. He has hops, and I remember that about Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. I remember playing that, and if you played as Jar Jar, you jumped like 3 times as high, and it was just like, oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, but
on
freaking Jar Jar, yes.
On Jar Jar.
I
have 2 things. I'll start with the first one, which will lead into the second one.
Sure.
I did notice with Jar Jar, and it happens to go for quite a few of the Gungans as well.
Yes.
That they all have that, like, those Sith eyes.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
The one, how Darth Maul's eyes are, like, yellow. You know? Like
yeah. They've kind of got, like, a...
Jar Jar and quite a few of the Gungans have those eyes.
Yeah. They've got, like, a reptilian kind of eye to them.
Well, not just reptilian, but, I mean, like, the color itself is just, like... That looks a lot like Darth Maul's eye.
True. Yeah, there were
and
similarities.
Into the future a little bit... To episode 3, like Anakin's eyes.
Huh. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say on that. We have that episode later on in the future.
Oh yeah, yeah.
About him. But then the second thing was, and I know you've heard this theory as well.
Okay.
The Jar Jar Binks is actually a Sith Lord theory.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And there's actually a lot of evidence to point towards this.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that I'm pretty sure George Lucas said no, he's not a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
But before George Lucas came out with that and said that, there's actually, if you watch the movies, there's quite a bit of evidence towards it. And the first bit of evidence towards it is. This is jumping ahead a little bit.
Oh, okay.
When Jar Jar, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon first get into Theed, the capital of Naboo.
Right. Theed Palace. Theed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon jump down and start destroying those droids that are escorting the Queen and like
right.
her little underlings.
Yes.
Jar Jar trips, and he's hanging onto the ledge there when he's hanging there. You remember?
And
if you watch closely. If you watch closely, a droid is actually shooting up at him, and the droid's gun goes down at a leftward angle.
Yeah.
So like Jar Jar swung himself over and hopped down, which if you watch Jar Jar in the movies, he's not coordinated enough to do that.
Huh.
So it's just like, okay, you don't see him actually doing something, but like the way it looks, he's actually going. Jar Jar goes down at like a downward left angle, like avoiding the blaster.
So, like, he has, like, the reaction skill set of somebody, well, not as stupid as him.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. I don't know, man. There's plenty of theories out there.
And just quick, another little bit of evidence jumping forward again.
Sure.
And we'll come back to where we were.
Okay.
At one point on Tatooine, Jar Jar gets that Sebulba.
Yes.
You remember him?
Yeah.
The racer dude is like getting in his face.
Yeah, I hate him.
Jar Jar does a little like hand wave thing, like you see Qui-Gon do, like he's using the Force to make Sebulba just leave.
That's interesting, but
yeah.
I mean, if George,
some of the small stuff like that is what a lot of people were using. Like there's YouTube videos.
Yeah.
That a lot of people were using to try and pull this theory that Jar Jar is actually a Sith Lord.
Dude, if George Lucas said no, come on. It's a no.
I'll have to confirm this.
Oh, okay.
But I believe at one point George Lucas actually said he originally intended for Jar Jar to be the Sith Lord in the movies. But after the reaction he got from episode 1, how almost nobody liked Jar Jar.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I can't use him as a Sith Lord.
Well, if that's the... Okay, well, now that changes my view a little bit. If that was the case, they could have been giving hints here and there saying that he was, but then, like, denied it in further movies and, like, kind of changed the outcome of it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
We should do an episode just solely on theory. Maybe. No, probably not. There's way too much there. But
anyways, going back, we were
sure.
right into Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon landing on Naboo.
Right. Yeah, my note that I wrote, I remember always wanting one of those little filters that Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon used to breathe water or breathe underwater. They're so concealable. I just remember always being like, dude, I wish those were real. I'd swim all the time and be able to stay underwater and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just a small note I made. Yeah, around 15 minutes in, you meet some more of the Gungans, and one of them has a friggin' Fu Manchu. Did you notice that one?
Has a what?
A Fu Manchu. Okay. I'm going to try to send you a picture of it, but those like the ancient Chinese pictures with the really stringy mustache.
Oh yeah.
That's a Fu Manchu. It just goes down. It's like, oh no, yeah, whatever. That's probably racist to say that, but either way, one of the Gungans had that. It wasn't like facial hair, obviously, but the way his face kind of was pieces were constructed. It was like, really? I just thought it was funny. I don't know. I'll try to send that.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
This is literally right after Qui-Gon saves Jar Jar.
Yeah, and actually I have a note on that, but yeah.
And Qui-Gon said something along the lines of, "What are you, stupid?" And Jar Jar's like, "I spec." And Qui-Gon just snaps back with this genius comment.
Yeah.
Genius, which is so true today.
Oh, yeah.
And he says,
"What's up?"
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. And every single time I watch this movie and hear that, it cracks me up.
Yeah, and I didn't notice that. I did not recognize that he said that, but earlier you mentioned that, and I thought that was pretty funny. Because, the
ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
I feel like there's another quote someplace, and because you mentioned it being so applicable today, yeah, I don't know. That's funny, but then it's just paired with another one I heard where it's just often enough the unintelligent people speak the loudest.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but yeah, that's funny. Jar Jar, so he was banished from the Gungan area for clumsiness, and he was and there's something else kind of thing, and I did not catch what exactly he was banished for. He's an idiot and he's just clumsy, but what was...
Yeah.
There was a bit more to that.
So, so after Qui-Gon uses the Force and gets that transport form,
Yeah.
And I have to say, Qui-Gon uses the Force in the Gungans a lot.
Yeah, dude, I noticed how much Qui-Gon's just swaying their mind, and I'm like, dude.
Are all these guys idiots?
Really? He's just literally everything that they're saying, he's changing their mind, and it's dude, they are your puppets.
And the whole thing with Jar Jar being banished too.
Yeah.
I did notice that when they returned to the Gungan city.
Yeah.
Every single Gungan where they came in at.
Yeah.
Recognized Jar Jar. Every single one of them, and I had the captions on.
Oh yeah.
And the captions were saying loud gasps, and then there's one that says pot shattering.
So he definitely made some sort of impact on them. You know why?
Yeah.
You know why though? Because they are showing the same amount of fear that the stormtroopers showed towards Vader. And here's why. They are all his puppets, because he is the Sith Lord. No, I want to read into that a bit more, though. That's interesting.
And then before I get into the whole Jar Jar being banished thing.
Yeah, what's up? What do you have?
You notice every time Boss Nax, that is the Sith Lord, or not,
Really quick. Hey, super quick. Can I stop you there? Did you just fart?
Yeah.
Evan, I told you I could hear it. I told you it would pick it up. Stop it.
I looked at my screen to see if it registered, and it totally registered.
It's just reminded me of like the Family Guy thing. It's like, trying to perfectly time his fart so it's like indistinguishable, and then like he messes it up and he's just in a meeting and it just dang it, Evan. All right, go ahead. What about Boss Nass, man?
Boss Nass, who's
yes,
the leader of the Gungans.
Right, the freaking heebie-jeebie dude.
He does that weird like
yes, I freaking remember that and I hate it.
Everywhere.
Yeah, he's a sloppy dude.
And I didn't notice it at all, but I was just waiting for some guy wiping their face real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it.
No,
So if
I
anybody
don't think.
noticed that, please let me know, because I really want to see that.
Dude, overall, I remember laughing like no other at that character when he was just like, and did all this thing. I remember laughing about that, and that was when I was younger. And I can tell that my humor has changed because now it just makes me angry. like there's so many like just habits and what's that word? Mannerisms of him that annoy me. Like he was sitting there and he was like talking and he's like, oh yeah, like something, like saying something, then he goes like this thing, and I was just like, ugh. And like it was like this audible and like actually outward expression of ugh. Like I actually made that reaction. It wasn't like just this feeling. Like it just yeah, I don't know. His character kind of annoys me, to be honest. And then the whole like it's like, what?
And it kind of ties in with Boss Nass, actually.
How's that?
The reason for Jar Jar being banished, what we learn, is basically we don't get specifics. We just get a kind of generalization.
Right.
So basically, Jar Jar, like I said, he says he was clumsy.
Right.
And something that Boss Nass really likes, Jar Jar destroyed it. Whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
I watched the scene several times where Jar Jar's like, Misa clumsy. And then Obi-Wan's like, you were banished because you're clumsy. And then Jar Jar goes like, you would say, blah, 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 whatever he says, because I in the way he talks.
Yeah.
Even with the subtitles on, I could not make out what he was saying, because the subtitles for this movie, when Jar Jar talks, read exactly the way he talks. You cannot understand it.
Oh my gosh.
The only thing I got out of the subtitles was, you would say whatever, itsy bitsy little
spider went up the water spout.
And then Boss Nass's something or another.
Yeah, I kind of got the impression that he busted something, but I couldn't tell what.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm on the same page.
There's more to the story than that.
Oh yeah, of course.
More information on that I don't know about, that someone listening knows about, please tell me, because I want to know.
Yeah, that's another.
Even more, how much more retarded Jar Jar is. Please inform me more.
That's funny. Yeah. So yeah, there's that. Let's see. Oh yeah, you have more.
And this goes in with the whole Jar Jar being blah 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 blah, blah talking.
Yeah.
The scene where he's telling Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon why he got banished. All the giant fish. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I made a note about that, dude. I want to see a lot more of Naboo's sea life. Because like, holy cow. Yeah, that was definitely something I'll
just say this. Unfortunately, in the Clone Wars TV show, they don't show any more of like the sea life for Naboo.
Dang. I wish they would.
Because like, you see 3 different giant fish.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially... Yeah.
The other one's the fish that bites the ship and damages it.
Right.
And the third one's that giant frickin'... I don't even know what.
Yeah, I know.
It kills both of those other fish.
Right, yeah. In the words of Qui-Gon, I actually wrote down this note. There's always a bigger fish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see more of that. That's, yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome if we could. I don't know if they're ever going to do it in the future, show us more sea life, but I think it'd be really cool if they did.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
One thing I did note, and I've seen this a couple different times. I've noticed a couple different times when I watched the movie.
Right.
When Jar Jar's like freaking out, and they see the giant eelfish thing.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan does this force shut up thing on Jar Jar.
Oh.
And that's why when you're watching it, and Jar Jar goes, and then his eyes like.
Oh yeah, I remember that. He puts him to sleep.
Force shut up thing on his shoulder.
Yeah, he's like.
Obi-Wan says back to Qui-Gon, and he says something along the lines of, like, you used too much, or you did too much.
Huh. I don't know, but I remember that.
Can actually do, like, a force shut-up thing.
Yeah. Is
awesome.
I would love that, dude. Anytime. You know what? I'm going to keep politics out of this. Never mind. I like how chill Qui-Gon is in the face of danger. Also, that's just a quick note. Nothing really to talk about there, but I love that. I didn't realize how. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying. Throughout the movie, Qui-Gon, whether it's like a tight spot, like during the pod race, or anything like when they're fighting Darth Maul, anything like that.
Yeah.
As you said, Qui-Gon he's just like a calm demeanor about him the entire time, which I really never took note of until you mentioned it. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really just. I love how like chill he just approaches danger with. Like he's just like, it'll happen or it doesn't, but I am prepared either way, kind of thing, you know. I didn't just moving along. I didn't realize how tall those droids were until they were standing next to the guards on Naboo. Like I just always kind of figured that they were like. I just kind of figured that they were like, I don't know, 5 foot, 5'10", something like that, you know, average height. But seeing them next to him, I'm getting like more of like a 7 foot somewhere around in their range, and I was like, oh dang, they tall.
I never actually noticed how tall they are.
When they're marching right before Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan jump down and like, you know, kill them all, and like they take off running and proceed, you see them standing next to an actual human, and I was like, oh, like they're actually pretty tall. But yeah. Oh, okay. So the Queen's royal ship, the starship, the silver thing that looks super cool. I used to have a tiny little toy that was that. It was about a 2-inch by 1-inch little toy model. And it had a landing gear that you could like set it on a shelf and all that. And it had even the little landing gear, not landing gear, but the little thing that opens, you know, and they can walk down it and stuff. Yeah, the ramp. That's the word I was looking for. It had one of those, and I used to play with that thing because I was in love with that ship. Like, that thing was awesome. I was like in the movie, and then so I got a toy of it. I remember playing with that. And it was somewhere in the summer, and there's a lot of box elder bugs around my house. And I remember taking one, and I was like, he's going to be the pilot now. And I like put him in it, and he crawled up in there, and that little boy never came out. I couldn't get him out, and I tried taking apart the ship. I couldn't. And so I just closed it, and I was like, all right, eternal pilot, like, I guess rest in peace, because he wouldn't come out. And so... Never found him, but he's definitely wherever that thing is. He's in there. He's dead. So I couldn't get him to come out. Like I tried, but yes, that was just a quick story I wanted to note.
Well, speaking of the pilots,
yeah,
when they get to that ship after Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan save the Queen and whatnot,
yeah,
and they get to that ship,
as
they're walking towards the ship. I think it's the Queen's, or I think it's the captain says, "We'll have to rescue those pilots." Why did they have to rescue the pilots exactly?
I don't remember that point. I didn't make a note of that. I don't know.
It basically, like, there was one pilot in that whole bunch there sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure pilots the Queen's ship. The other pilots, you don't see them. I don't think they're the same pilots from the end of the movie when the ship's going to outer space to fight the battleship.
Huh.
I don't think it's the same pilots, but they still had for whatever reason, they had to rescue those pilots.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they just is like the one person that actually knows what they're doing kind of thing. Like there's a group of them.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe that. That's my thoughts.
Were the pilots for the ships towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. Okay.
They just kind of confused me. Like, why did they need to save? Like, okay, yeah, they had to save the pilots to get that one pilot to pilot the ship.
Yeah.
But they didn't need to save the pilots.
Yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, I bet Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon could have piloted the ship if they needed to.
Well, probably. Qui-Gon would have just been up there. We will be at Tatooine soon. And then Obi-Wan, Master, you know how to fly one of these? And then he just looks at him super chill. No, I do not. Like he'd just handle it so...
These things? By the will of the Force.
Yeah. No, so...
By the will of the Force, it will fly. That's not what I'm asking, Master.
And then he just does a Force shut-up thing on him, and he just falls asleep.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so at around 25 minutes and 13 seconds, around there, again, it's an estimate just because of I was a little late starting up the timer, but we meet R2. That's the very first meeting of him in the chronological order of things, not the actual thing, but saves the day by repairing the royal ship on their way to Tatooine. Hero droid, love him. We first meet Darth Maul somewhere soon around in this area. Yeah, what's up?
Rewind real quick.
Sure.
Why?
What?
Saves the ship by doing one thing.
By one thing.
Connected one little thing on the outside of the ship to get the shields back.
Yeah.
Why did he not do that to begin with? Why did he have to sacrifice the other 3 droids?
What are you asking? Like, what do you mean?
Okay. So the shields in the ship go down.
Right.
And then the pilot hits a button, has those 4 astromech droids go up and start fixing them.
Right.
R2, when he fixes the shield problem,
yeah,
he does one little solder thing and then one connecting a wire from here to over to there.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do that until the other 3 droids are destroyed.
So he waits and then does it after they've already...
Yeah, he's sitting there zapping something.
Mm-hmm.
The other 3 droids get destroyed, and then you see his little arm thing come to a different section. Does a little solder, connect, back in the shield.
I don't know, man. Either... I have 2 theories on why that's the case. The first one is, he didn't know entirely what to do. He's just like, all right, maybe it's this needs to be repaired. Nope, that's not doing it. Let's move over to this. And by then it was already too late. Or those other ones were talking mad crap on him and he was like, you know what? I'm going to take my time. Screw them. I'm going to take my chances. And I don't know. I'd like to...
I have a third option.
What's the third option?
R2 is a selfish little and just wanted all the glory.
Maybe. You know what? Maybe. But no, anyway. Yeah, so. But yeah, we meet Darth Maul. Used to be one of my favorite Siths. I don't want to go too far into this right now because you said that his background is actually given in the Clone Wars, correct? A little bit of it?
Yeah, so I'll just touch on the broad...
Well, if you don't, I mean...
Real quick.
It's not
going to be anything too...
Sure, yeah, whatever. Go for it.
So basically, Darth Maul is from a planet called Dathomir.
Okay.
And it's got a lot of Force-sensitive life forms on it.
Okay.
And so you actually meet a lot of those, or some of those life forms in the Clone Wars TV show, so I'm not going to go too far into this yet.
Right.
And so, basically, sometimes Sith will go to Dathomir to get an apprentice, which is basically what Palpatine did.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
And then before the Phantom Menace, there's actually some books and whatnot. I believe this much is legend now, so it's not actually the rest of the movies and whatnot.
Right.
But in some of the Legends books and whatnot, Darth Maul has killed quite a few Jedi.
Yeah.
When he runs in, fights Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, this is not his first time fighting Jedi.
Huh.
He has a lot of experience, at least legends-wise. He has a lot of experience fighting Jedi, and actually killing Jedi, beating Jedi. Like, he's very capable, a very capable Sith.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely took out at least one. Rip. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. Neat. Okay. Yeah, and we can talk about that maybe a little more in depth as we watch the Star Wars Clone Wars. But for now, moving along, they park on Tatooine and they start walking towards the city. My observation is they're a solid 1 to 2 miles, and that's what they walk. Why did they not park closer? Did you notice that?
Yeah, so I think it's somewhat because while they're still orbiting Tatooine or on their way to, or it's while they're on their way to, because Qui-Gon or Obi-Wan points to their Navis system, like their basically their GPS,
right?
And he says, "Here, Master, a small planet, Tatooine." And then the captain's like, "Tatooine, that's owned by the Hutts. The Hutts are gangsters. If they discover her, we can't take the Queen there if they discover her." And then Qui-Gon interjects and says, "Oh, controlled by the Trade Federation.
Okay.
The Hutts aren't looking for her."
So, because it
goes along the lines of they don't want to land in the city because that increases the chance of the Hutts finding out.
Right. Okay, no, that makes a little more sense now because I didn't fully realize that silver ship was the Queen's royal starship until like this watch of it, like this time I watched it. So by parking that far away, they're probably avoiding anybody seeing it. And like kind of, okay.
It's like, that's like if I don't know, if you had like a billionaire nowadays.
Yeah.
And they want to go somewhere, but they don't want all the publicity and all the paparazzi and whatnot being there.
Right.
They're not going to fly their helicopter right to the location.
Yeah.
They'd probably take a car, your normal looking, have their driver take them there. They'd probably be in disguise, you know.
Right, yeah, I gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Something like that. They don't want to be noticed. And that's what the Queen and the Jedi were going for when they parked that.
Yeah. Okay. So moving a little bit, the Hutts, right? They're gangsters. Yeah. What are the Hutts? Because I noticed, okay, so there's obviously Jabba the Hutt. Then there's Gardola the Hutt, which I heard them refer to that. Are they like a family, kind of like a mafia family kind of thing? Or is it like a species? Or like, and if so, is every member of that species like into crime? Like, cause that's racist.
So,
but like, no, honestly.
Is a species.
Oh, okay.
And it's also a crime syndicate.
Okay.
So, like, you have Jabba the Hutt, you have his wife,
which is what?
His wife is actually in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I noticed that. I did see that.
In the pod race, you see her in the background.
Right. She looks like the lady with all the makeup from Mulan. You know, the fat one that like has that one.
And I'm not going to go much more into the Hutt family besides these two, and I'm just going to say who they are. Say anything else about them because that's
No, that's fine.
TV show. You have Zero the Hutt, which is actually Jabba's uncle, and then you have Jabba's son, who you actually do not get a name for. But again, there's a Clone Wars movie that's the same cartoon style as the Clone Wars TV show that you see Jabba's son in.
Gotcha. Okay.
And from what I know, at least what I remember, those are the only 4 actual Hutts that you're introduced to.
Okay.
Of them actually being of the Hutt race.
So.
Then you have the Hutt Syndicate, which is like all their underlings.
Oh yeah.
Just all that.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, because they just said something about, I think, Gardola the Hutt or something. So I was like, okay, that's a new Hutt. Is it a family or is it this? Whatever. Yeah. So that's what raised that question.
What context are they saying that? Do you remember?
I gotta remember, but it's I would have to rewatch it to figure it out. But it's right around the 35-minute mark that they bring it up.
Okay.
It's around there. They mention it. I don't know. Maybe I misheard it.
Yeah.
I don't watch it with subtitles.
Also
But
with the Hutts
yeah.
and their whole crime syndicate thing,
Yes.
Jabba basically owns Tatooine.
Yeah. I kind of got that
So,
impression.
yeah, for those that are listening and didn't know, Jabba basically owns Tatooine. He controls all the basically law and order that goes there.
Mhm.
He decides whether it's just or not. You know, like if there's a gambling debt or something like going through, like a deal was made and then the person that lost isn't going through with it, that can get brought up to Jabba and he deals with it.
Yeah.
He's basically like back in like medieval times, like you had a reeve of a city or a town.
Yeah.
Basically like the leader of the town. Any problems that were going on would be brought to that. They brought to Jabba.
Yeah.
He runs all of his like organized Tatooine, and he owns Tatooine and the space surrounding Tatooine.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so like in the movie when Watto is like, oh, I'm not going to give you the boy after the pod race.
Right.
Qui-Gon says, well, we can take this to the Hutts. I'm sure they can handle it.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, actually. So, okay.
And then Watto's like, no, take him.
Yeah, like immediately he's like kind of intimidated and scared.
Like, if Watto would not have just given the boy to Qui-Gon and they went to the Hutts, things would not have been good for Watto.
Yeah. Okay. So,
like,
yeah.
Compared to back in like medieval times with like a reeve or a mayor,
Mm-hmm.
where they would just be like, oh, you're going to be in jail if you don't. Instead of something like that, would have been, hey, Watto, guess what?
You're what?
You'd be like, oh, guess what? Watto, you're dead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're going to kill you. Like that kind of thing.
We're going to throw you in prison for X amount of time, and he's still going to get the boy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I have a small list that I have created. I will create the title, or I'll tell you the title of that list after I go through it. But because it was just something I was jotting down while I was watching. Quick note, though, after this list, I note that Qui-Gon, at around 42 minutes, should have ripped out Jar Jar's tongue when Jar Jar was, like, shooting he was, like, picking up the apples or whatever they were from... I wish he would have just tore it out of him. But anyway. No, so this is my list. This is of various characters throughout Star Wars, and I'll give you the context afterwards. And this isn't just this episode, but it was started off based around episode 1. So that lady telling Annie that there's a sandstorm coming, he's talking to her and she's like, there's a sandstorm coming, Annie, run, or whatever. That creature that Jar Jar tried to eat, the shopkeeper at that scene, for that matter, Jar Jar, every single Tusken Raider, the Jawas, Darth Maul's lower half, the Greedo-looking kid at Anakin's pod, that kid on Tatooine that somehow has friggin' braces, Jar Jar's numb tongue, every single droid, the mouse droids from the starships, and Luke's severed hand. Those are all things I've jotted down on that list. And, you there?
Yeah.
All right. The title of that list is Characters More Important Than Rose. From Last Jedi.
Jacob, I do have to point one thing out for you.
What's that?
And this is stated in Phantom Menace, so I'm not spoiling anything.
Okay, what?
That little Greedo-looking thing, kid you're talking about?
Oh, is that Greedo?
That is Greedo as a kid.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's a new Easter egg. I love that. Not Easter egg, but I love it.
That's Greedo as a kid.
Aw. Okay. Yeah. Well, cool. Did you notice the kid that had braces, though?
Yeah.
What? Like, she went to an actual orthodontist? This desert town has a freaking orthodontist? Come on. So stupid. No. Yeah, okay.
Oh, one thing I would like to add to your list,
Uh-huh.
Jacob.
Yeah, what's up?
Right as Jabba is like begin the race.
Yeah.
He flicks that little creature off the ledge.
Yeah, that thing is also...
I'd like to add that creature to your list.
Yeah. Well, for that matter, I'll add one more. What was it? It was the oh man, I lost it. No. All right, never mind. I lost it. I forgot it. I was there was something though, but dang. All right. Anyway, then the pod race. There's not much that I have to say about that. It was one of my favorite levels on Lego Star Wars. But I mean, it was just a race scene. You know, Annie won. We saw that. I don't know what else to really say about it.
That's where we first get introduced to the Tusken Raiders.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing I didn't know, I was doing some research and I actually found out the Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
Are actually just they're human.
Oh.
Yeah, they're human. They have their own language, obviously. But yeah, they're humans. They're not like alien race or anything like that.
Huh.
They're like nomadic, primitive humans, basically.
Interesting. So, like, what they're wearing is pretty well just a uniform. It's not like how they look.
That's like their everyday wear.
Huh. That's interesting.
I will say, because again, this is legend.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's legend. There's
Yeah.
actually a Jedi during the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
That was a Tusken Raider.
Huh.
He was part of that colony, I guess.
Interesting.
And after the Clone Wars, he actually goes back and becomes a chieftain in one of the Tusken colonies.
That's interesting.
So,
I did not know that.
yeah.
Cool. Okay. So.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
With the Tusken Raiders, I'm sure there's quite a few people that are wondering why are the Raiders shooting at the pod race or the pods? They're like the racers and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, with that, the whole Tusken Raiders mindset is that everybody on Tatooine, everything on Tatooine, or I guess everybody on Tatooine is invaders. Tatooine belongs to the Tusken Raiders.
So, honestly...
Is invading and taking their land.
And I know that this could be a touchy subject, but it is actually, I think, accurate. The Tusken Raiders, in a way, are like early Native Americans, right?
Yeah.
It's like, this is our land. You guys came here and settled. It's not cool to do that, so they hate them and they want to, you know.
When Europeans first came over to the Americas and first met Native Americans,
yeah,
the Native Americans kind of greeted them in and kind of offered help to them and whatnot. Didn't really bother or just didn't bother with them. The Tusken Raiders instantly saw them as invaders.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's that difference, but
raiding and whatnot. Whereas, obviously, as history tells us, the Native Americans, for the most part,
yeah,
that was not their initial reaction. Oh, they're invaders.
All right, we are going to continue our in-depth talk of Phantom Menace next time on Star Wars In Depth. This has run about an hour, and I want to keep them about probably, about that time. Evan and I both agree that that's a good time to, cap it at. So thank you for joining this episode, and hopefully see you next time.
Deuces!